people using the gym as like their mode of, therapy, right? Or saying that it is.
Or
right?
they're using it as a form of escapism, or they're using it as a distraction.
I don't want to say or. I want to say that is probably why.
For sure,
I did. Right, it is very likely. Now that doesn't mean it's causal. That doesn't mean this is the case for everyone.
Right.
However, I think if you are using the gym and you say like, "Oh, it is my therapy," now I would take a step back, and we always say this, find your why. That is like our main value as SD3 is understanding your why, not only when you exercise, but every aspect of your life, right? Understand your why. But if you're using it as, quote unquote therapy, why? Because therapy is not going to the gym.
It is not. For anybody has been to therapy, it is not the going to the gym.
No, there are things that are therapeutic.
Which is exercise.
Which exercise can definitely be therapeutic, right? Whatever mode of exercise you want to do, weights, running, dancing, hiking, gardening, I mean, you name it, whatever it is. Yeah. But going to the gym is not therapy.
Right. And I think like you see those memes floating around.
Especially during COVID,
right?
So many people.
I need the gym open because exercise or the gym is my therapy. Like it's not.
I saw quite a few people be like, "Oh, like without the gym I'm becoming depressed." And it's like, "Okay, well, like depression itself is not like a cool word to be throwing around.
And it's not something they just like, boop.
Also, if you are saying that, if you are feeling those things, it's possible you need to address that. Because if you really think that you are depressed without the gym, what about going to the gym puts a Band-Aid on your depression, right?
Because going back to my point of it being kind of a distraction or a way of escapism, a way of us avoiding what may be going on, because you can kind of focus your attention on something else and kind of get away from it and not get to the root of whatever might be causing you to feel whatever you're feeling.
Which is what therapy is for.
Right. Now, if used in conjunction, they can be phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Dude. Right.
And exercise as a whole, too, may be able to get you into therapy. Like, if you utilize exercise as, like, gaining confidence in yourself, getting some sort of, like, self-efficacy to understand that you can go to the, like, I can go to the gym, I can do this, I've shown myself that I've done this. You know what else I can do? I can also schedule a therapy appointment because it's important to me. Just like my physical health is important, my mental health is also important. But they're not the same. And I think where so many get lost in is using exercise as a Band-Aid for whatever it is that they're feeling. And a lot of times exercise, and I'm saying this because of personal experience, both of us, sure. But they'll use it because of lack of confidence, lack of just like so many other things. And, we reach to exercise thinking that it's going to make us feel better about ourselves. But then we get lost in the game of trying to keep up with everybody, trying to look like somebody, trying to do what everybody else is doing for the sake of, like, trying to help ourselves. Like it's so like backwards and weird. We're just running from ourselves pretty much. Like if you're using exercise in a way to like Band-Aid something and run away from something, then you're running away from yourself essentially, and you're using it as a way of I can't think of the word. Avoiding. Yeah, you're using something to avoid what's actually going on with you, which is dangerous.
And like you were saying, with self-confidence, I think a lot of people give themselves the answers, but it takes something to like sit back and reflect on that. And what I mean by that, like you were saying with the self-confidence thing, right? If you're saying like, I go to the gym because it makes me feel good about myself. Now take a step back to reflect and be like, oh, okay, well, why does that make you feel good about yourself? Right. And do you not feel good about yourself regularly? Like, what about the gym gives you that confidence? Is it actual confidence because of X, or is it kind of pseudo confidence because it creates this false narrative? And I mean, similar things with anxiety and depression, right? If you're saying like, oh, you know, like going to the gym helps me, you know, cure some of my anxious moments, and like, that's good, that's great, keep that up. But like, what about the gym does that for you? What about, you know, not being at the gym? Are you not able to cure that? Like, what is the stem of everything else, right?
I also think too, you know, there could also be, because you're using the gym and exercise or either or for like avoidance, I think it could turn into some sort of addiction.
Sure.
Maybe like obviously it's not a chemical dependence, but you start and you end up in that, oh, I have to go do this. I need to go do this. If I don't do this, like this is going to happen. You know, I need to. Versus, you know, and it's again, because it's something that you feel that you have to have in order for you to function normally.
Well, and if you don't have that, then it can possibly create that, oh, well, like, I didn't do it, therefore I am, you know, not worthy. Right, I'm not good. Like, you know,
I'm going to lose all my muscle.
These kind of things,
I'm
right?
bad, right?
Which, you know, could, you know, kind of, you know, create a negative, like, self-fulfilling prophecy, you know, where you kind of go down there and you start thinking negatively about yourself and you start spiraling downward, you know? So I think
it can make things worse.
It could make things a lot worse, you know? And this is why, you know, we always preach a holistic view on your health, right? It is like,
and not just clinging to one thing.
All pieces need to be treated individually. They can be treated like collectively, but there's no one size fits all, like within addressing any parts of your health, mental, spiritual, physical, like you can't address it with one thing. Now, one thing can make you feel good in all areas,
right? But
everything has its own individual piece,
right?
That needs to be a part of a bigger solution.
And ignoring and using one to kind of overshadow all the others is when, you know, there's problems. You like using the gym or exercise to ignore your mental health, or to think of it as your therapy. And I think too, like on that point, like finishing that kind of point.
That was a big thought there.
It was. So if you are using that phrase, the gym or exercise is therapy, you need to go get therapy. Straight up. You should make an appointment. You should talk to somebody. You can reach out to us. Like, whatever you need we'll help you refer
to a therapist. We are
not therapists.
Yeah.
No.
I just don't want to confuse anybody.
No, reach out to us and we can help support you to help you go get therapy and find a therapist, or provide you with resources, whatever we can do to help you go that. But if you are finding that you are thinking of the gym and or exercise as therapy, there is something deeper that needs to be addressed. And if that is a phrase that you have used, like, please, like, look into it, because
it's possibly you're running away from
something. It's possibly you're running away from something, and there might be something bigger, like underneath, you know, whatever is going on, you know, kind of superficially, that you might need to address. And talking to a mental health professional is beneficial. Awesome. It's so helpful. Like, I'm on the hunt for a new one right now.
I have one that I really like, and I will gladly refer her to you. I mean, it's, you know, there's, I don't know. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I would say, if that is a phrase you've used, I would highly consider seeking out a therapist.
For sure. And I think even more so with COVID. Like, with COVID and gyms closing, everybody was like, oh my gosh, you know, like, the gym is my therapy. I need it for my mental health. I need it for this. I need it for that. And the thing is, exercise isn't just at the gym either. Exercise isn't just going to the gym. You can get a workout at your house. Granted, it's not going to be the same as at the gym, because you might not have the weights, you might not have the equipment, you might not have, you know, all the things that the gym provides, but you're still able to get exercise. Sure. So what is it about the gym specifically that makes you think that the gym, not exercise, but that place is necessary?
Right.
Because you can still exercise outside of the gym.
Well, right, and that's, you know, that's kind of what we were talking